Hey, what's up, good people of the internets? Brad the Guitarologist here. Today's video, we're going to take a look at something kind of funny, actually. This is not a very old Martin, but I want you to look at the wear on this. Look at the love that this player has put into this guitar. I mean, this is pretty unreal. The amount of wear on this just really speaks volumes, doesn't it, to the love that somebody has for an instrument.
Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch?
I mean, this thing is really almost trigger-fied down here where in the picking area. You can see a couple holes actually on the sound hole area right there. It's worn completely through, and then right there's a spot where it's worn completely through. That's right in what I call the punchy zone. You know, about halfway between the sound hole and the bridge. Right in there is the punchy zone when you pick. If you usually pick in this area, you get a really nice driving tone, and you'll see a lot of bluegrass pickers with a lot of wear right in this area. But man, this thing is extensive. I don't know what, like I said, this is a DG-160GTE, not a very old model. I mean, this is, I'll date it, you know, when we get it up on the bench and stuff. I'll try to put a date on this and see exactly how old it is. But man, how about that? So I'm going to put some new strings on it, and also he wants me to fix the jack, so I'm going to be doing that. But we're just going to get an opportunity to take a look at this thing while we've got it, because man, does this thing need some work. He says he's probably going to bring it back to me at some future stage and have some more work done. But man, the frets are just, wow. I don't even see how he's able to play this thing still, because the fret, we'll get it up on the bench, I'll show you. The frets are just a disaster. But what a wonderful thing to see, man. There's some other stuff too you could check out, but I think he's actually, well, he's got some loose bracing. Maybe the back itself is all loose. So there's a lot going on with this thing that could be repaired. So, you know, this is probably going to be the subject for a more extensive repair in the future, but this is something that he needs done relatively lickety-split, because he's got an end-pin jack and he's a gigging musician. He said he rarely spends more than a couple of days without playing this thing, and it's been that way for years. So yeah, I just thought that this was really, I mean, this is how you relic an instrument. You don't go buy something that's beat up for you. You get something and then you love the hell out of it.
Just like that for every man to see.
You know, all of these wear patterns and everything on this are completely honest. This is a working musician. You know, he's earning his bread and keep from this thing, and it really, really shows. I mean, he's well on his way to having some trigger action going on right in here. It's a good thing that there's a pick guard there, because who knows what this area would look like without a pick guard. But yeah, we'll get this thing up on the bench and get a little closer look at it. I'd like to try to date it as well, and we'll fix that end-pin jack issue. Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do with this guitar, as a matter of course, is clean it a little bit. It's you know, in addition to playing the hell out of it, I don't think he cleans it very often by the look of it. So we're going to give it a little wipe down. But like I said, this is one of those things where, you know, he plays this thing in outdoor gigs. I mean, you're probably, you know how grubby and sweaty and stuff outdoor gigs can be. And what I'm using here is just basically a little wet wipe with just impregnated with some soap. So I'm just basically washing the guitar at the moment. There's not enough water here or anything to do any damage, so this is not a concern. But I just want to get the grime off of it. We are not going to repair the major. We're not going to do any major repairs on this this time around. He said he may bring this thing back when he rustles up a little more funds to do it. But we're going to get a lot of this hopefully fixed for him at some stage. The frets are especially bad. I want to show you what I mean here in just a minute. I mean, obviously all this area needs to be stabilized. I was actually going to put some kind of little brace underneath this area so this doesn't continue to chip out around the rosette right here. You know, just to kind of help stabilize all that. And then on the back is actually starting to separate, and he's got this duct tape taped, which, you know, in addition to being a temporary fix, is also a very messy fix, because getting all this tape off of here and then fixing it properly, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because of the tape now. Let's go ahead and get the strings off of this, and we'll have to get the jack, pull the jack out, and hopefully there's enough lead to do that. That's going to give us an opportunity to look at the frets as well. You're going to trip out on these frets. Oh, thank God he doesn't lock in his strings. So these are easy to get off. This is probably the most wear I've seen on frets in a long time. Look at the B string. Look where the B string goes. Look at those frets, man. That is really, really something. It's all the way, almost, I think it's all the way down to the fretboard. I don't even see how he is using this guitar. I mean, the only saving grace here is that they're worn in such a way that every single one of these frets is worn. So they're, it's not like you've got one really low fret and then a high point here. No, he's used all of this pretty much about the same. So that's crazy. I mean, look, that B string all the way up on that B. Hell, it's all the way up to the 12th fret. It's got that wear. So this is going to need a complete fret job, and he knows this already, but like I said, he just doesn't have the funds for it at the moment, or no, he doesn't have the time for it at the moment, because he's constantly doing gigs, so he has to find a hole in his gig schedule to get this thing in here for, what's probably going to be, at least a little bit for me to finish the fret job for him. So, I had to get the fret job done, and also, like I said, stabilize this stuff down here, but you can kind of see more closely now that the strings are off what's going on with all this. And what's really amazing to me is, beyond just the sheer level of wear on this guitar, is the fact that I've seen a lot of guitars whose players have played their guitars just as hard without this kind of wear. So it just makes me wonder, what's going on just pattern-wise in this player's style, or the way they strike notes, or whatever it is that causes this kind of wear to get so bad. And the more I think about it, the more I think that it must be all the southern humidity and the outdoor gigs. That would at least help explain some of the extensive loss of finish. And you can see here, a little bit better of that B string especially. Man, that thing is really dug in the entire length of the fretboard almost. So he really rides that B a lot up and down. And the cowboy chord area down here, every single string has dimples on the fret. The first and second frets on that B are almost all the way down to the fretboard, literally. It's almost sitting on top of the fretboard. So the fact that he's even able to make those notes sound without severe buzz is incredible to me. Like that one right there is almost all the way down to the fretboard. But the amazing thing is that all of this wear that you see, everything that you see on this guitar, all the damage on the back, all this stuff, has happened in a very short span of time. Check this out. So this guitar was made in 2011. This is a 50th anniversary style 16 that was made in 2011, and just to me that's incredible that this guitar is only 10 years old and it has this level of wear on it. It just makes me wonder, what it's going to look like in another 10 years in this player's hands.
disgusting.
Okay, I feel much better about that now. That's less germy and gross. Okay, the in-pin jack. This is a little bit different than some that you'll see. The strap button is extended out because it looks like it's a locking strap button. See there, so I'm gonna get that off of there. The problem, like I said, I think this is happening because the whole thing is turning, and it is. Yep. I'm gonna have to find a way to loosen this thing up because it's not wanting to cooperate. In the absence of a endoscope, see if I can get an idea what's going on here. Okay, there's a nut on the inside right there I need to somehow get to, so see if I can get to that nut right there. Wow, I can barely reach anything back here. Jeez, this locking system. I'm going to try loosening this up a little bit right here because this is not, I'm not able to get this apart as it is, so. Try to get some penetrating oil down in there. There's just, the problem is my arm is not long enough to reach inside, and the thing that I can grab onto is a sleeve, and it's not an actual nut. So I don't know about this. Okay, so I finally got that out. I had to reach up inside and just grab the hell out of this end while I unscrewed this end. The problem with this locking strap mechanism, this little hole right here is there for a reason, because when this is poked through the end, there's a little hole in this, and you want to be able to shove something in there like a little screwdriver or something, so you can hold that, and that will allow you to undo the nut without the whole thing spinning on you. So it gives you some kind of purchase while you're trying to break the nut loose, with a pair of pliers or something. Imagine a nut on here, and you're trying to break that loose, and it's real tight, so you break it loose with this in there, and this holds this into place so the whole thing just doesn't start spinning around. Well, the problem with this is, once you get this on here, you have no access to that hole, so it just, it becomes a big cluster at that point. Let's plug this in, and I want to see if I can reproduce the problem that he was having. He said, it just kept cutting out on him and stuff like that, so... Yeah, see, that jack is pretty well worn out. I'll try to clean it, but I don't think cleaning it's going to do it. I think the contacts are worn out. I was thinking maybe it was a loose wire back here, but I don't think it's that at all. Then with Yeah, with a normal jack, there's a way you could fix that. But with these, there's really no way to get in there and fix those that I know of. Maybe there is, but I don't know of a way. See if we got another one on hand. I'm not sure if I've got another one of these on hand or not. Okay, I found another jack in my stash. Well, it's got some leads already on it, so it's been used for something in the past already, but the fact that I've kept it means that it worked at the time that I decommissioned it. So let me go ahead and take these wires off, and we'll get these soldered up and see if we can't make this one work. It definitely seems a lot tighter Yep, that one will work. Now see, that's pretty tight on there as well, so when I pull this through, it's going to be, that's going to give me some purchase on that. I'll push the dowel as far in as I can get it. Sometimes you can even push the dowel up here where you can completely see it, which makes things real convenient. So push that onto the dowel, and that's going to guide me straight to the hole there. And that's, I might have to drill a little bit to get that in, which I didn't want to have to do, but I might have to do that. I'm going to drill this out to 31/64. Just feed all that down over it. Okay, I'm going to reach up inside, just kind of hold and stabilize this. Let's plug it in. We'll see if it works. Alright, we're good there. Okay, now on the bench we got this little Fender ukulele. This has got a jack that has fallen down inside of there, so I'm going to see if we can get that done real quick also for him. There's not enough room to get your hand inside the sound hole of this. This is where I'm going to have to use something to fish that out of there. Okay.